Hello everyone. For our game, we want to add the quest system. We have two type of quests. The first one is that, okay, for example, the NPC says that, okay, go and kill two enemies or five enemies. Or we have another type of quest that is trigger type. It means that you have to go and visit a place. For example, it said go and visit the shrine. And this quest system is that it has, hierarchy. Yeah, you do the first quest and then you go to the second quest. And when you do the first one, it will be checked. So the second one is open. So let's do that. As we will create multiple scripts, let's first make a new folder to place all of them inside. The first script is quest. In this script, we define the quest ID, description, and type of the quest. It means killing an enemy or visiting a place, which is a trigger type. For the kill type quest, we need to store the number of enemy death required and also the number of enemies already killed. We also check whether the quest is finished or not. Let's create a constructor that has the same name as the class. Inside it, we pass the parameters we defined earlier and assign them to variables. To check if the quest is completed, we first check whether the quest type is kill. If the amount of current kills is equal or greater than required kills, then is complete becomes true. If the quest type is trigger, we simply check whether the trigger has been touched by the player. If so, the quest is done. Now we need a method to increment the kill count. Every time we kill a desired enemy, the current kills values increases, and we immediately check whether it is enough to complete the quest. Next, let's create a second script called Quest Manager. We make it a singleton so it can be easily accessed from other scripts, and we also make sure only one instance exists. Here, we need a dictionary to store quests. So, what is it for? The dictionary lets you quickly access any quest using its ID as the key. This is much faster and cleaner than searching through lists, especially when many quests exist. We also want to use events so we don't constantly check conditions inside update function every frame. Events are triggered only when a quest progresses or completes, which is far more efficient. In the start function, all quests inside a dictionary have is complete set to false. This ensures that when a scene starts, no quest is already completed. In the quest class, we add a method to reset the quest. Then inside the quest manager, we call this reset method for each quest. Next, we write a function for registering a quest. If a quest ID has not been used before, it means a quest is new and should be added to the dictionary, where the key is the quest ID and the value is the quest itself. We also add a function to detect whether a trigger type quest is completed. First, we get the quest using its ID. So, what does it mean? This line safely triggers the event only if there are listeners subscribed to it. The question mark prevents null reference errors when no one is listening. We also add a method for updating quest progress for kill type quest. Whenever an enemy dies, the increment function from the quest class is called. If the quest is done, it is marked as completed. We also add functions for opening and closing the quest panel. Now we create a new script called quest panel, which handles the visual side. Here we define variables for the quest ID description and required kills, the text component for displaying the quest description, and images for checked and unchecked icons. To show the next quest, we store a reference to the next quest game object and its panel, so when the current quest is done, the next one becomes visible. In the evac function, we assign the quest description text to the text object. We need to make sure that the next quest is locked at the start, so we set its game object and panel to inactive. We add enable and undisable methods, which we'll fill it later. We write a function to register the quest here. We go back to the quest manager and try to get the quest by ID. If it is null, we call the register function from quest manager and pass the parameters. After registering, we create the quest instance. We then add two functions, one for handling quest progress changes and another for quest completion. To visually update the UI, we create an update panel function. If the quest exists, the quest description text is filled from quest description. The visibility of the checkmark icon depends on whether the quest is completed or not. The same logic applies when completing the quest, where we can also show a success message or simply enable the checkmark. Inside the enable function, we call the register quest function. We also subscribe to quest manager events. On quest progress change plus equal to handle quest progress change. So what is that? This means we are attaching a method as a listener to the event so it runs automatically whenever the event is fired. We do the same thing for quest completion, then call update panel. Inside undisable, we unsubscribe by changing plus equal to minus equal to avoid memory leaks. Now we prepare the check mark icons. They must be exactly the same size. Let's add the quest panel. Each quest is added manually. Every quest has a background, unchecked icon, checked icon, and a text object for the description. Attach the Quest Manager script to the Game Manager object and assign the Quest panel to it. We also need an icon to open the Quest panel and a button to close it. Each Quest game object gets a Quest panel script. Since the panel is deactivated, when it opens, it forces all Quest panels that are hit children of the main Quest panel to refresh. Now let's fill the first quest. We give it an ID of 1, type kill, and requires 2 enemy death. Assign the text, checked image and unchecked image. We create a second quest with ID 2 and type trigger. In the first quest, we reference the second panel. Let's write a description for it. Now, how do we know which enemy death is related to which quest? We go to the enemy health script and add a quest ID variable. Inside the death function, we call quest manager.update quest progress. In Inspector, we also assign the quest ID that corresponds to killing that enemy. Now we create a trigger quest, for example, a shiny ore. We give it a capsule collider and set it as a trigger. Trigger type quest needs another script. We assign the quest ID and inside onTriggerEnter, if the player touches it, we call complete trigger quest from quest manager. The quest ID here is 2. We don't need to change required kills because it is irrelevant for trigger quests. In Enable, we check whether the quest exists or not. As mentioned before, since we create quests in Quest panel, we remove monobehavior inheritance from the quest class. In Quest panel, we also add a next Quest panel reference and activate it when needed. We also call this logic inside start. The game works for the first quest, but since the quest panel is set inactive, the next quest does not appear. To fix this quickly, instead of activating and deactivating the quest panel, hide and show it. We do this by moving the panel's position off screen when closing it and moving it back when opening it. This avoids disabling the game object. We change the panel position using code. Since we don't use update function in these scripts, performance is not affected. Now, when we kill the enemies and complete the first quest, the second quest becomes available. However, the checked icon has issues. We remove its appearance handling from handle quest completed. We test again and it works perfectly. You can add more quests using the same structure.